What's up, everybody? I'm Ohio bound. I got about another hour to get out here. It's raining pretty good today, so my plan is to slip in, do a little bit of scouting, hang a cell cam, and then head back and go get my hotel. But I've been out to this area twice there this spring. Once in February, beginning of February, and maybe once again towards the end. I just scouting around. Found a lot of good sign. A lot of good rubs out here. Didn't find any sheds when I was out here, but I think there should be some good deer hidden out here, so I guess we'll see what happens. There's a couple good ridges that I've already scouted with a lot of scrapes and stuff on them there this spring, so I think that's where I'm going to probably set up tomorrow. I was looking at the maps there last night with the wind, and up on the northern end, which I think that's where I'm going to do a lot of scouting today, there's an old clear cut and it looks real thick, and then there's a draw that leads down into like some small fields and like benches and stuff, because this is all old strip mine, so it's got a lot of high walls, a lot of old ponds and pinch points and stuff, so there should be somewhere I can set up and ambush something. So yeah, I got high hopes for today. Well, for this week, I mean. It's Wednesday now, and I'll probably stay till Sunday, just depending on how the hunting is. I'm only 2.5 hours from the house, so it's no big deal for me to stay a little longer. But that's what I was thinking about, what my standards for this trip would be. And of course, I'm out here to get the biggest deer I can, but this is the first time I'm hunting public land out of state like I'm doing. I had private land in Illinois last year, but the guy that I was hunting on was a kind of a family friend. He already had tree stands set up, so it's pretty well a outfitted hunt for me. So this is something completely new for me. So I'm knocking my standards down just a tad. You know, pretty well, I don't care what size it is. If it gets my blood pumping, it's going to get it. But from the sign I saw last year, well, from spring, I'd say there's some good deer running around. So I guess we'll see what the camera shows, what I see, what the scouting today kind of shows. Hopefully with all this rain, hopefully there's not going to be anyone in here, so I can just kind of roll in, do a little bit of speed scouting, and see what's going on. I'm really hoping that this is such a small area next to a larger public land piece that it doesn't get much pressure, and it's kind of rugged, rough terrain, so it's kind of hard to hunt. So I'm really hoping it doesn't get much pressure, but that's kind of the idea today, is to use the rain in my favor, slip in, not make too much of an impact. Hopefully everything will be just bedded up, and I can scout and do what I need to do and get out of there, and probably head back to the hotel and do a little bit of editing. So stay tuned, and we'll see how this adventure goes. Crossing the river into Ohio. This drive's going really quick today. I finally made it. Driving in, I noticed that there was no rain, and I checked the weather again, and it changed, and it stopped at noon, and the rest of the evening's done for, and got a straight west wind all evening. So I'm going to get changed real quick. I'm going to go on this backside of a clear cut. I think I'm going to head out to this saddle, but I'm just mostly just going to scout my way in and see what I can find. But yeah, I'm going to try to get me a evening sit-in right now. So I'm at the parking spot. I'm going to get changed and head in. Well, I scouted my way out this ridge and found absolute zero sign. So I came over to this little draw leading out of some CRP kind of stuff, and it was more of a high wall than it was a draw coming up out. So I'm bouncing over to the other side of this ridge to a draw I have been to. Saw a lot of sign on the downwind side of that clear cut. So hopefully find some sign there. Well, I'm back at the pickup. That didn't look like anything I could have imagined it would from the aerials. That clear cut was way thicker than I expected. Ended up that the weatherman was wrong. The rain didn't stop, so I probably should have just gone with my previous plan. That pretty well wasted 2 hours tromping around in there. Didn't see a whole lot of sign. There was a few tracks here or there and a rub here or there on the fringes of that clear cut, but I really don't think they're using it that much, because I mean it is thick. I don't think a deer could ever get through there, especially not a buck if he had a very good rack. So I need to check the weather real quick, and then we'll go from there. If the wind is good for the ridge top that I'm wanting to go to in the morning, I'm just gonna go back to the hotel, get everything dried off, and just get ready for tomorrow. And if the wind isn't good for it, I'm gonna go ahead and head in there and put a camera up, and then I'll have to figure out where I'm hunting tomorrow. So I guess I'll figure it out. Well, I just checked the weather, and the wind is going to be good for that ridge. So I'm going to go ahead and get changed and just head to the hotel and get some food and be back at it tomorrow. Hopefully the rest of this week goes better than the last 2 hours did, because it was kind of a shit show, honestly. It just kind of goes to show how I have no clue what I'm doing right now. So I guess I will figure it out. Alrighty, time to head in on the first morning hunt of my high trip. Temperature dropped a good bit from yesterday, sitting about 37 degrees, so I think that should definitely help out with deer movement. I'm heading back on this ridge where I scouted in February and found a lot of good scrapes, so hopefully the big boys come by. Oh well, it's just getting to be a little bit of daylight. The spot I was going to go to didn't work out. There was already a guy in there set up, so I had to walk. I probably walked extra mile to get back in here where I am now. It's kind of a shot in the dark, almost kind of literally, because I just picked a tree in the dark, and here I am. I'll probably sit here this morning and then pack up and move to another spot for the afternoon when I can actually see what I'm doing. But so far, my morning's off to a great start. Well, I figured out that I don't like this spot. Haven't seen anything except for there was one buck came cruising through on this bench down below me, but he was too far away, and he just zoomed through. I couldn't even tell how big he was. Looked like he was decent, but I think I'm gonna go ahead. It's about 9:30, so I'm gonna go ahead and pack up and move. I think I'm gonna drive down to where, I'm just gonna drive the roads and see just how much pressure this place gets, and then I'm going to check the weather, or check the wind, and I think I have a pretty good spot picked up for this evening, as long as no one beats me to it. So that's the plan. Hi everybody. I hiked down in here to this other draw I was wanting to hunt between two beaver ponds. Kind of makes a pinch point, and there was a lot of good sign here in the winter when I scouted all this, and it's just as good as I remember, and there's fresh sign and everything. So I'm set up pretty good. Got a north wind blowing everything back here into this pond. Got a nice travel route right through here between the ponds. I'm set up pretty good. And to put the cherry on the or icing on top of the cake, the tree I was wanting to get up in is this big old sycamore, and I got looking, and there's already a tree stand in it, and got looking, there's no straps on the tree stand, so I climbed up here and looked, and that tree stand's been there for like 10 years. It's grown into the tree. It's solid as a rock, and so I set my platform up right next to it, and I'm using that tree stand as a place to hold my backpack. So hopefully it's brought luck to somebody else, and maybe it'll bring some luck to me. So let's see what happens this evening. It's 3:15 and absolutely zero deer movement. Not a single one. I'm thinking about leaving most of my stuff in the tree tonight, except for like camera, bows, that kind of stuff, and just taking the bottom stick off the tree so no one can climb up and get my stuff, and hunting this in the morning and see if it's a better morning spot. But I mean, there's still 2 more hours of daylight, but man, this is dead. Yeah. Hopefully something comes through here pretty soon. Yep, time to start wrapping everything up and getting on out of here. Not a single deer tonight. Tell you what, this place is really frustrating me. All the walking I've done today, I haven't spooked a deer. I haven't seen a single doe. I just saw that one scrubby little buck there this morning. Holy shit. Never mind. Holy fuck, there's a big buck. Big buck. Holy crap. I don't think I got any of that on video. That was a bad shot. I should have stopped him. That was a really bad shot. That's the biggest buck I've ever of my life. It looked like it was back and high. Shit. There, I didn't get a pass through. It looked like it would have been high, right behind, or right below the spine. Oh, crap. Oh my God. Well, I'm gonna climb down here and see if I can find any blood real quick to get an idea what I hit. But, oh man, I don't know what to do right now. I'm going to find blood, and then I'm going to have to back out and come back in the morning. That's the only thing I can think. And then track them then and hope coyotes don't get them, because I don't think that shot was that shot was crap. Oh my God. Alright, give you an update in a minute. Alright, I went down to the ground where I shot him. And couldn't find any blood. He jumped over this creek and I saw where he went back through there. I reviewed the footage, but I knew where he went. I think he went down into the valley, and I don't want to go any further. So I'm gonna pack up, get out of here, go look at the footage on my laptop, and maybe just send it to a buddy or two and see what they think. But I'm thinking, after looking at it, I'm thinking like a liver hit, maybe. I don't know. But I can't go pushing after this deer tonight. I'm down to 15 minutes of shooting light, and he needs to lay. So I guess I'll see you in the morning. Well, good morning, everybody. So I went back to the hotel last night and pulled up all the footage on my laptop and started slowing everything down. And it turns out that the hit wasn't back. It looked like it was, but it's not. It's pretty well right behind the shoulder, but it's high. And so I don't know. I guess we'll see what it looks like when we get in there. It could be above the spine, which means no deer. But I'm going to be optimistic and think that what I got under the spine, he's going to be dead and within like 100 yards. So I got a 25-minute drive over to where I was, and we'll see what happens today. Fingers crossed. Oh, I didn't sleep very good last night. I've been so stressed out about this daggone deer. So. Alright, stay tuned. I finally found a spot of blood. This is about 60 yards from where I shot him. I've just been following his tracks where he was running. So now we have blood to follow. That's a good sign. Well, I found my arrow. So that'll be able to tell us something, I think. There's some fat, or some meat stuck on the broadhead. And blood. Man, I don't know. Need to find more blood, but He's bleeding a good bit on the arrow, but this all looks like it went through meat and fat. I'm not liking the looks of this. Alrighty, I'll keep at her. That air is out of him. The blood's picking up a little bit. He's going right down into this valley like I thought he would. Whew. I keep hoping that I see a rack sticking up or white belly or something. At this point, I'm falling pretty small drops of blood. He's traveled way off that hill, coming clear down into the valley like I thought he was. So, man, I'm really hoping to just come up on him. But as little as he's bleeding, I don't know. But I've seen it before. Like with Tyler's deer, we were tracking it and there was hardly any blood. And it was just because it was such a high shot. So, we'll see. I'm just gonna keep tracking. Looks like he stopped and stood here for a second. There's a lot of blood right there. Well, this is a very bad sign to me. His blood trail. Let's see, right there, leads right to this scrape. And it's fresh. I don't know what to make of that. I don't think a buck that's about to die is going to come over here and make a scrape. He just crossed this little bit of a creek here, and there's blood right here on these rocks. Oh, here's more blood. And more. He's bleeding pretty good right there. Found blood again. I was thinking I wasn't going to find it. Looks like he stopped right here for a minute. He's covering some ground. Alright. I have completely lost blood. So, therefore, I have no clue where he is. I really think that he's still alive. And I think my hit was just real high over the spine. So, well, I finally made it down to this valley, and where there was a lot of sign last year, and there's a lot of big scrapes being used. And overlooking one of them is this fallen down tree. So I don't have my saddle or my camera arm or anything. I left it all in the truck so my pack would be as light as possible. So I think I'm going to go over there and get in that fallen down tree and try and make me like a little bit of a blind that overlooks some of this and see if he or another big one comes back through today. So originally I was figuring if I didn't find him, I was just going to punch my tag and go home and call it. But my feelings have kind of changed since last night, and I'm going to hopefully get another shot in him. That would be the ideal, is him come back through. But we'll see what comes back through. Well, I'm set up. I'm not sure how well this is actually going to work, but that scrape is 33 yards from where I'm sitting. And you can see there's this fallen tree, a little bit of brush. That scrape is right there. I'm lucky I had this screw-in mount for my GoPro. I had to take the base plate off my camera, but it fits, so I'm sure I'm gonna have everybody worried sick when I don't come back out of here in a little bit and message everybody. But you guys will have to understand there's some good signing down in here, and there's a good chance that buck might cruise back through. So I'm hunting. There's a buck chasing a doe. Right down over here. He's been grunting. Looks like it might be a small buck. Yeah, little buck. I cannot quit thinking about losing blood on that deer. So, I think I'm going to pack up, go back to where I found last blood, and then just start searching this whole valley for a body. Because, I don't know. I think he's alive and everything, but it's eating me up. So I'm going to go body searching. So. Oh, I finally made it back to the pickup. So, on my walk out, I was kind of contemplating on what I was going to do. I still have my hotel till Sunday, and I was planning on hunting till Sunday. But the way I see it, I just punched my tag. I had a chance, messed it up, wounded a deer, and he's off there. He should live and it should be fine, but I still wounded a deer. So the way I see it, I'm done. So I'm gonna go back to the hotel, get all my stuff, and head back to West Virginia. So see you next time. Well, on the ride back to the hotel and sitting in my room, I kind of had a change of heart. If you guys can't tell, I'm kind of indecisive about some of this stuff. If I go home without trying again, I'm going to be real pissed off at myself. So I pretty well blew out the spot where I shot the buck, and that little portion of the valley, I was all over it. But from where I scouted and from what I've seen so far, the valley's where it's at. And there was some real big scrapes up to the north of where I was. They were there in February, and I'm sure they're going to be here again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get in there in the morning. I'm probably going to wait till daylight, about 7 o'clock, so I can actually see what I'm doing and don't kill myself getting down in there. But I'm gonna, we got a south wind tomorrow, so I'm gonna set up on the northern end of those scrapes and sit there all day, and hopefully something good comes by. So, and if I'm real lucky, that buck that I shot last night will come cruising back through, and I'll get another crack at him. But yeah, I can't go home without at least giving it another try. So I'll see you bright and early in the morning. Well, I'm starting to remember what this area was actually like to get into, and I don't think I'm going to be able to make it down to the valley today. It's this chute is absolutely impassable, and yeah, I completely forgot that like halfway down it, it drops off sheer, and you just pretty well can't get up or down it. And I just discovered that here in the dark. So I think I'm gonna turn around, head up out of here, and look at the map and figure out if I have another course of action, but I might be calling it. So, just made it back to the truck, been looking through the map, and from what I can see, there really is no other way to get down in there that's not impossible to do. I mean, I could have probably made it down in there this way, but I'd have to be like scaling down over pretty well straight up and down hills, and what's the point of getting in there if I can't get a deer out? So yeah, I'm going to look at the map a little bit, look at the other spots, maybe drive and see if there's anywhere else to go this morning. But I think basically I'm just gonna head back to West Virginia. Maybe get me an evening hunt in. Honestly, after yesterday and the debacle with the not finding my deer and all that, I'm not motivated to be out here. So essentially, I just want to go home. So, well, I've made it back into West Virginia. So I figure it's a good time as any to do a little post-hunt breakdown. So in a way, I kind of feel like I'm leaving Ohio kind of with my tail between my legs. It was definitely rough. I think if I go back to the same piece I was just at there next year, I need to do more scouting and have more spots picked out, like away from the road and away from everybody, because that's one thing I noticed when I was driving out today is pretty well every parking area is packed up with vehicles and hunters going in. So I'm glad I got a few days in throughout the week where there was pretty well no one in there. So I'll have to remember that for next year if I come back there, is to go during the week and scout more places. Yeah, so that's about it. I don't really have anything else to say about it. You know, it was a kind of a rough hunt, but I learned a lot from it. This is my first go around with public land, and I mean, if it wouldn't been for my bad shot, I would have been successful and would have been singing a different tune right now. But I would say putting my you know, finding a spot and being there for when a buck like that came through, you know, I'd call that a success. So, you know, all in all, I guess this trip was successful. But now I'm just gearing up, and I gotta check cameras when I get home, and hopefully I can get close to a West Virginia buck and punch my tag. But I appreciate anybody that watches this, and if you could like and subscribe, I'd really appreciate it. So thank you for watching.